The air in the grand ballroom hummed with anticipation, thick with the scent of 1,000 roses and the nervous energy of assembled guests. Crystal chandeliers cast a warm glow on the expectant faces, each turned towards the ornate doors that promised the bride's imminent arrival. Outside, the coastal breeze whispered through the palm trees, a deceptive calm, masking the storm brewing within the heart of the woman about to walk down the aisle. It was supposed to be a fairy tale, the culmination of years of shared dreams, meticulously planned details, and unwavering belief in a future woven together with love and commitment. Instead, it was about to become a tableau of shattered expectations, a public unraveling of a carefully constructed illusion. She stood in the bridal suite, a vision in ivory lace, her reflection a stranger staring back from the gilded mirror. The dress, a symbol of hope and promise, now felt like a suffocating shroud. Her fingers trembled as she clutched the delicate fabric, the weight of the moment pressing down on her with unbearable force. A soft knock echoed from the door, her sister's familiar voice a fragile lifeline in the encroaching darkness. A shared glance, a silent understanding passing between them, acknowledging the unspoken truth that hung heavy in the air. He wasn't coming. The phone call had been brief, brutal in its simplicity, a calculated act of cowardice delivered with the chilling detachment of a stranger. No explanation, no apology, just a cold declaration that shattered her world into a million irreparable pieces. The carefully crafted future, the shared dreams, the unwavering belief in their love, all reduced to ashes in a single devastating moment. The initial shock had given way to a numbing disbelief, followed by a tidal wave of grief that threatened to consume her entirely. Time seemed to distort, stretching and compressing in unpredictable ways. The minutes ticked by with agonizing slowness, each second a hammer blow against her already fragile composure. The sounds of celebration drifted up from below, a cruel symphony of joy mocking her private despair. Her sister's presence was a constant anchor, a silent reassurance that she wasn't alone in this unfolding nightmare. But even her unwavering support couldn't fully penetrate the wall of anguish that had erected itself around her heart. Then a spark ignited within the depths of her despair, a flicker of defiance that refused to be extinguished. It wasn't acceptance, not yet, but a refusal to be defined by his abandonment, a resolve to reclaim her narrative, to seize control of a situation that threatened to obliterate her sense of self. The tears still flowed, but beneath them, a steely determination began to take root. She would not be a victim. She would not allow his cowardice to dictate the course of her life. A plan began to form, audacious and unexpected, a desperate attempt to salvage something from the wreckage. It was a gamble, a leap of faith into the unknown, but it was a far cry from simply surrendering to the crushing weight of her heartbreak. She would face her guests, not as a humiliated bride left at the altar, but as a woman who had chosen her own destiny, who dared to defy expectations and rewrite the ending of her own story. With a deep breath, she straightened her shoulders, her gaze hardening with newfound resolve. She took the bouquet from her sister, the delicate blooms a symbol of resilience and hope amidst the chaos. This was not the wedding she had envisioned, but it was her story, and she would write it on her own terms. The ballroom awaited, a sea of bewildered faces and unspoken questions. She would navigate it, not as a bride scorned, but as a phoenix rising from the ashes, ready to embrace the unknown with courage and grace. The journey ahead would be fraught with pain and uncertainty, but it would also be a path to self-discovery, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to overcome even the most devastating of betrayals. As she crossed the threshold into the ballroom, a hush fell over the assembled guests. The murmur of conversation died down, replaced by an almost palpable sense of bewilderment. All eyes were fixed on her, the radiant bride who now moved with a quiet determination that belied the turmoil within. The initial shock gave way to a kaleidoscope of emotions, confusion, pity, and a hesitant admiration for her unexpected composure. The carefully orchestrated ambiance of celebration seemed to falter, the joyous music suddenly discordant against the backdrop of her solitary entrance. Yet, even amid this sea of stunned faces, a subtle shift began to occur. The shared experience of witnessing her vulnerability fostered a sense of collective empathy. The guests, initially detached observers, became participants in her unfolding drama, their individual stories momentarily eclipsed by the sheer audacity of her presence. The carefully constructed facade of polite society began to crumble, revealing the raw human emotions that lay beneath. Consider, for instance, the elderly woman in the corner, her eyes brimming with unshed tears, who recalled her own youthful heartbreak and the resilience she found in the face of adversity. Or the young couple, their hands intertwined, who recognized the fragility of love and the importance of cherishing each moment. Each guest, in their own way, found a reflection of their own lives in her courageous act, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope can still bloom. Moreover, the absence of the groom became a palpable presence, a ghost that haunted the edges of the room. His betrayal, initially a private act of cowardice, now reverberated throughout the ballroom, casting a shadow over the proceedings. Yet, as the bride moved through the crowd, her head held high, his absence seemed to diminish, replaced by the strength of her own spirit. He had sought to define her, to control her narrative, but in his absence, she discovered the power to redefine herself. Adding to this, the bouquet she carried, initially intended as a symbol of marital bliss, transformed into a beacon of self-reliance. Each bloom, a testament to her inner strength, a reminder that even from broken roots, new life can emerge. She paused by each table, offering a gentle smile, acknowledging the unspoken questions and the shared sense of discomfort. With each interaction, she subtly shifted the narrative, from one of victimhood to one of empowerment. Indeed, her actions sparked a reconsideration of traditional expectations. The very notion of a happy ending began to unravel, replaced by a more nuanced understanding of love, commitment, and the power of self-discovery. The wedding, once a symbol of societal conformity, became a catalyst for individual reflection. The guests, initially bound by convention, found themselves liberated by her defiance, encouraged to question their own assumptions and embrace the unpredictable nature of life. The celebration became a testament to the human capacity for growth, the ability to find light even in the deepest darkness, and the courage to redefine happiness on one's own terms. Consider, if you will, the implications of her actions not just for herself, but for the very institution of marriage. The societal expectation that a wedding must proceed, regardless of circumstance, is subtly challenged. Her presence alone questions the notion that a woman's worth is intrinsically linked to her marital status. It's a visceral demonstration that happiness isn't contingent on another person's commitment, but rather an internal state of being. Moreover, the stunned silence of the ballroom isn't merely shock, it's a reckoning. Each guest is forced to confront their own preconceived notions about love, relationships, and the prescribed path to happiness. This isn't just a personal tragedy, it's a communal reflection. The air crackles with unspoken questions. What does it truly mean to commit to someone? What happens when those commitments are broken? And perhaps most importantly, how do we navigate the complexities of love and loss with grace and resilience? Deeper yet, her act underscores the performance aspect inherent in many social rituals. Weddings, with their elaborate decorations, carefully choreographed dances, and scripted vows, often prioritize appearances over genuine emotion. By disrupting this carefully constructed facade, she exposes the underlying vulnerability that resides within us all. It's a reminder that life isn't a fairy tale, and that true strength lies not in pretending to be perfect, but in embracing our imperfections and navigating the inevitable challenges with courage and authenticity. To illustrate, think of the meticulously planned seating arrangements, designed to foster harmony and prevent awkwardness. Now, witness how her single act renders those carefully laid plans utterly meaningless. The power dynamics shift, alliances crumble, and new connections are forged in the crucible of shared experience. The reception, once a symbol of social cohesion, becomes a microcosm of human fallibility. On another level, this unexpected turn of events provides an opportunity for genuine connection. Stripped of the artifice of celebration, the guests are forced to engage with one another on a more meaningful level. Superficial conversations give way to heartfelt expressions of support, and fleeting acquaintances blossom into genuine friendships. The shared experience of witnessing her vulnerability becomes a catalyst for deeper understanding and compassion. The situation, though born of sorrow, fosters a communal spirit previously absent. She, inadvertently, unites them through shared humanity. And what of the discarded wedding cake? a towering symbol of marital bliss now standing forlornly in the corner. It becomes a tangible representation of shattered dreams, a reminder of the ephemeral nature of happiness. Yet, it also presents an opportunity for reinvention. Perhaps it will be shared, not as a celebration of union, but as a symbol of resilience, a testament to the ability to find sweetness even in the face of bitterness. The cake, in its altered context, becomes a symbol of hope, a reminder that even from broken pieces, something beautiful can emerge. The bride's solitary dance floor presence now serves as a potent symbol of self-sufficiency, a stark contrast to the expected partnered performance. What had been envisioned as a graceful waltz, a public display of intertwined destinies, morphs into a powerful statement of individual agency. The mirrored walls reflect her image, not as half of a couple, but as a complete entity, capable of navigating life's complexities on her own terms. Now, consider how this applies when you face an unexpected detour in your own life's journey. The carefully charted course, the anticipated milestones, can suddenly vanish, leaving you adrift in uncharted waters. The temptation to cling to the wreckage, to lament the loss of what might have been, can be overwhelming, but her actions suggest a different path, a refusal to be defined by circumstance, a willingness to embrace the unknown with courage and grace. Furthermore, the discarded floral arrangements, once symbols of romantic idealism, transform into poignant reminders of the ephemeral nature of beauty. Their vibrant colors begin to fade, their delicate petals wilt, mirroring the decay of shattered dreams. But even in their decline, they retain a certain elegance, a testament to the enduring power of nature to find beauty in imperfection. Conversely, the untouched champagne flutes, intended for celebratory toasts, become silent witnesses to the unfolding drama. Their emptiness serves as a metaphor for the void left by the groom's absence, a reminder of the promises unfulfilled. Yet, their potential remains, a suggestion that new memories can be created, new celebrations can be shared, even in the wake of heartbreak. Withal, the hired photographer, initially tasked with capturing moments of joyous union, now finds himself documenting something far more profound, the resilience of the human spirit. His lens focuses not on posed smiles and contrived gestures, but on the raw, unfiltered emotions that ripple through the ballroom. He becomes a chronicler of truth, capturing not the fairy tale wedding that was planned, but the authentic story that is unfolding. Even the catering staff, initially focused on serving a meticulously planned menu, now find themselves improvising, adapting to the changing needs of the guests. They offer comfort and support, providing nourishment not just for the body, but for the soul. Their actions become a testament to the importance of human connection, a reminder that even in the midst of personal crisis, the simple act of caring can make a world of difference. To that end, the wedding favors, once intended as tokens of appreciation, take on a new significance. These small, often personalized gifts become tangible reminders of the day's events, a symbol of the shared experience of witnessing a woman's courage in the face of adversity. They are transformed into talismans of hope, reminders that even in the darkest of times, light can still be found. Think about the ripple effect extending beyond the ballroom's confines. Her actions, though intensely personal, unknowingly sparked a broader conversation within her social circle. Friends, family, and acquaintances began reassessing their own relationship expectations, examining the unspoken pressures they placed upon themselves and others to conform to conventional romantic narratives. The fallout wasn't limited to sympathetic whispers. It fostered an unexpected wave of introspection. Indeed, consider the impact on her professional life. The assumptions made about her stability and future aspirations, often interwoven with her impending marriage, were now upended. Clients and colleagues, initially uncertain how to react, found themselves viewing her with a newfound respect, recognizing the resilience and strength she exhibited in the face of adversity. This shift in perception, though initially unsettling, ultimately opened doors to opportunities she hadn't previously considered, propelling her career in unforeseen directions. Looking at it from a different angle, observe how her experience challenged the notion of closure. The absence of a clear explanation, the lack of a heartfelt apology, left her with a lingering sense of ambiguity. Yet, rather than fixating on the unanswered questions, she learned to accept the incompleteness. recognizing that true closure often comes not from external validation, but from within. This acceptance, in turn, allowed her to move forward without the baggage of unresolved anger and resentment. Exploring a related concept, contemplate the subtle ways in which she reclaimed her identity. The wedding, with its emphasis on merging two lives into one, had inadvertently diminished her sense of self. Now, freed from the constraints of societal expectations, she rediscovered her passions, her hobbies, and her unique talents. This rediscovery, in turn, fostered a renewed sense of purpose and direction, allowing her to define herself on her own terms. On another level, analyze the impact on her family dynamics. The initial shock and disappointment gave way to a deeper appreciation for the bonds of kinship. Her sister, initially a source of unwavering support, became a confidant and a partner in her journey of self-discovery. The experience brought them closer together, strengthening their relationship in ways they hadn't anticipated. The family unit, though shaken, emerged stronger and more resilient. Building upon this, ponder the ways in which she redefined her understanding of love. The idealized vision of romantic love, shattered by her experience, was replaced by a more nuanced appreciation for the different forms of love that enriched her life, the unwavering support of her family, the enduring friendships that sustained her, and the self-love that empowered her to navigate the challenges ahead. This broader understanding of love, in turn, allowed her to cultivate more meaningful and fulfilling relationships. To illustrate this, examine the renewed investment in her friendships. The wedding preparations had consumed much of her time and energy, leaving little room for nurturing her existing friendships. Now, with newfound freedom, she reconnected with old friends, forging deeper bonds based on shared experiences and mutual support. These friendships became a lifeline, providing her with the emotional sustenance she needed to heal and grow. Beyond the interpersonal sphere, the bride's journey toward self-redemption took a unique turn as she unexpectedly channeled her emotional energy into creative pursuits. Having previously suppressed artistic inclinations to conform to societal expectations and her partner's preferences, she now felt liberated to explore long-dormant passions. What started as a therapeutic outlet soon blossomed into a fulfilling vocation, offering a tangible means of expressing her inner world and connecting with others on a deeper level. In like manner, the experience fostered a renewed sense of empathy for others, facing similar challenges. Having navigated the treacherous waters of heartbreak and betrayal, she felt compelled to offer support and guidance to those struggling with loss, abandonment, and self-doubt. This newfound sense of purpose led her to volunteer at a local support group, where she shared her story and offered practical advice to others navigating similar trials. A significant development was her evolving perception of vulnerability. Initially viewed as a weakness to be concealed, she gradually came to recognize vulnerability as a source of strength and authenticity. Embracing her imperfections and sharing her struggles with others fostered a sense of connection and intimacy, allowing her to build more meaningful and fulfilling relationships. This newfound acceptance of vulnerability became a cornerstone of her personal philosophy. Another crucial layer involves her exploration of spiritual growth. In the wake of her shattered expectations, she began questioning her long-held beliefs and seeking a deeper understanding of life's purpose. This spiritual quest led her to explore various philosophical traditions, engage in meditative practices, and cultivate a sense of inner peace that transcended her external circumstances. This journey toward spiritual fulfillment provided her with a sense of grounding and resilience in the face of ongoing challenges. By the same token, the incident instigated a reevaluation of her financial priorities. Having previously deferred to her partner's financial decisions, she now took control of her own finances, making prudent investments and securing her long-term financial stability. This newfound financial independence empowered her to make decisions based on her own needs and desires, rather than being beholden to external forces. Taking a different tack, the bride discovered a passion for travel. Free from the constraints of a predetermined future, she embarked on a series of solo adventures, exploring new cultures, immersing herself in unfamiliar environments, and challenging her own preconceived notions. These travel experiences broadened her horizons, fostered a sense of self-reliance, and instilled in her a deep appreciation for the diversity and beauty of the world. As a final point, consider how the experience prompted her to advocate for social change. Having witnessed firsthand the societal pressures placed upon women to conform to traditional gender roles and relationship expectations, she became a vocal advocate for gender equality and women's empowerment. This advocacy work provided her with a sense of purpose and fulfillment, allowing her to use her personal experience to effect positive change in the world. Reflecting on this journey so far, we perceive not a simple narrative of heartbreak and recovery, but a complex tapestry woven with threads of resilience, self-discovery, and the quiet rebellion against preordained destinies. It's akin to observing a shattered mosaic, initially perceived as irreparable damage, gradually reassembled into a new, more compelling design, its beauty enhanced by the very cracks that once seemed to diminish it. The individual pieces, disparate and seemingly unrelated, now coalesce to form a unified whole, a testament to the transformative power of adversity. Drawing these interwoven strands together, we discern a deeper truth emerging, a recognition that life's most profound lessons often arise from unexpected disruptions, from the moments when our carefully constructed plans crumble before our eyes. It's akin to navigating a dense forest, initially disoriented by the lack of a clear path, only to discover hidden glades and breathtaking vistas that would have remained unseen had we stayed on the predetermined trail. The detours, the setbacks, the moments of profound uncertainty become invaluable opportunities for growth and self-discovery. In light of these interwoven insights, the path forward appears less as a straight line towards a predetermined destination, and more as an uncharted expanse, ripe with possibilities yet to be defined. It's not about erasing the past or pretending that the pain never existed, but about integrating those experiences into the fabric of our being, allowing them to shape us into more compassionate, resilient, and authentic versions of ourselves. The scars become not symbols of defeat, but badges of honor, testaments to our ability to overcome adversity and emerge stronger on the other side. As we pivot towards the final reflection, it's essential to acknowledge the subtle shift in perspective that has occurred. The initial focus on external validation, on societal expectations, has gradually given way to an inward journey of self-acceptance and empowerment. It's akin to turning a kaleidoscope, initially fixated on the superficial patterns, only to discover the intricate beauty of the individual pieces that create the whole. The true measure of our worth lies not in the approval of others, but in our ability to embrace our own unique strengths and vulnerabilities. This is not a story of merely surviving a setback, but of actively reshaping one's life in response to it. It is like a river, diverted from its intended course by a landslide, carving a new path through the landscape, ultimately finding its way to the sea with renewed vigor and purpose. The obstruction, initially perceived as an insurmountable obstacle, becomes the catalyst for innovation and transformation. Considering all that has unfolded, we can begin to appreciate the enduring power of the human spirit to transcend even the most devastating of circumstances. It's like observing a seed buried beneath the snow, seemingly lifeless and dormant, yet possessing the inherent potential to blossom into a vibrant flower when the time is right. Even in the darkest of times, hope remains, a quiet ember waiting to be rekindled. And it is this enduring hope, this unwavering belief in our own resilience, that ultimately empowers us to navigate the inevitable challenges that life throws our way. Ultimately, this is not a tale of shattered dreams, but a testament to the enduring power of the human heart to rewrite its own narrative. It's a story whispered on the winds of change, a reminder that even when the carefully laid foundations of our lives crumble, we possess the inherent capacity to build anew, to forge a future defined not by what was lost, but by what we choose to create. The wedding, initially envisioned as a culminating point, instead became a potent catalyst, igniting a journey of self-discovery that transcended the confines of societal expectations and romanticized ideals. The essence of this experience lies not in the avoidance of heartbreak, for pain is an inevitable part of the human condition, but in the courageous embrace of vulnerability, the willingness to confront our deepest fears, and the unwavering commitment to reclaiming our own agency. It's about recognizing that true strength resides not in the absence of struggle, but in our ability to navigate the inevitable storms with grace, resilience, and a profound sense of self-compassion. The journey may be arduous, the path fraught with uncertainty, but the destination, a life lived authentically on our own terms, is immeasurably rewarding. Consider the enduring image of the bride, standing alone on the dance floor, not as a symbol of abandonment, but as a beacon of self-reliance. She embodies the spirit of reinvention, the audacity to defy expectations, and the unwavering belief in her own worth. Her story serves as a potent reminder that we are not defined by our relationships, our careers, or our societal roles, but by the unique tapestry of experiences, strengths, and vulnerabilities that make us who we are. It's a call to embrace our imperfections, to celebrate our individuality, and to forge a path that aligns with our deepest values. Furthermore, this narrative underscores the importance of human connection, the profound impact of empathy, and the transformative power of shared experiences. The guests, initially bewildered by the unfolding drama, ultimately became witnesses to a remarkable act of self-discovery, their own lives subtly altered by the courage and resilience of the bride. This is a reminder that we are all interconnected, that our individual stories are interwoven, and that even in moments of profound personal crisis, we can find solace and strength in the bonds of community. In closing, let us remember that the true journey begins now, in the quiet moments of reflection, in the conscious choices we make each day, and in the unwavering commitment to living a life that is both meaningful and authentic. It's about embracing the unknown, trusting our own inner compass, and recognizing that the most beautiful chapters of our lives are often the ones we never anticipated. The wedding may have been canceled, the fairy tale shattered, but the story continues, unfolding with each sunrise, each challenge overcome, and each act of self-love. And it is in this ongoing narrative, in this constant process of reinvention, that we ultimately discover the true meaning of a happy ending.